not being invested in what we need. And I think the reason that some of us might feel insulted is because we really are trying to create an environment where we won't get in trouble, where we can have fun. That's
I want to
safe.
do that. I want to work. I want to work to do that with you, as does the entire council. Who else? Yes, sir.
I'm Alan. A lot of people know me as Small Tiger. I help do the drum circles after Market Fest. I've heard the illusion, and the city wants to say that there's not a pattern, but I've seen one, the guy that tried to do the teen center in the old castle area. Once again, he seemed to comply with all the permits, and then it seemed about after 2 months, they went in and pulled the rug out under the bathroom thing. And it just, what happened with Caldwell Park, kind of nice that we're moving Caldwell Room. That was another example. And there's a lot of good youth here, and we've poured so much money into this library. And it would seem to me that we could find a space, much like where 299 comes together, that one building that's been sitting there for days and days and days. There's so many boarded up places that could be renovated. We pour millions into the library, and that's a great place to go to, and we can tout it. But at the same time, there's other venues that we need. Ashley Parker, but it was an out-of-town talent search. There's some great talent this weekend at the Cancer for Life Relay. Melodramatics, one of the best bands I've heard. They don't have a stage to play at in this town. It's a shame. Who's going to be the next big star that comes out? If you generate your music, if you provide a place, you never know who your next star is going to be. And every star that's made, you always bring money back home. You've got to have a stage. You have to have an outlet.
I want you to understand
It
something.
didn't seem that the problem came up
and I'll
until
take
after
the-
the girl lost her teeth.
I'll take care of for example, the thing in Caldwell Park. Who arranged for the music venue where those groups play? We did, okay? The city stepped forward. It's proof that we're not disinterested, okay? Maybe we need to figure out a better way to all communicate and get organized, or maybe you need to do it and appoint a delegation amongst yourselves and sit down with me or the mayor or whoever. But we'll help. We'll help. We have helped in the past. We will help again. There's not a problem helping, okay? But if it's a for-profit business, it must follow the rules. And the rules are confusing for seasoned contractors in this town. If you see any of my email, they are confusing for everybody. And I can stand up here and say, the staff sucks, but I don't believe that. I think we have an excellent staff. They cover a broad range of topics, and they cannot answer all questions at the counter, except if you're an expert and know what questions to ask. They don't know what questions you're not asking. They only know the questions you do ask. Yes, ma'am.
So I love that I'm hearing you say that you're willing to help, and I'm so excited, and I think everyone here is so excited that you are apparently so willing to help us. But what I'm really interested in hearing is, how are you willing to help us?
You come up with an idea and I will help facilitate it.
Isn't
It ain't
that-
my job to come up with the ideas. It's yours.
But aren't we trying to move forward?
Wait a minute, we can't all talk at once.
That it isn't your job to come up with the idea, but I'm also kind of confused how earlier you stated that it wasn't your job to solve this problem.
No,
and it's-
I didn't say that. I said it's my, I didn't say I want to talk about yesterday. I'm willing to help you solve the problem going forward for a youth music venue.
Just assume that we can move forward without fixing what that problem was. You can't just say, oh, I don't want to talk about like what
I did
happened.
face it. I have an opinion, you have an opinion, and it is not productive to beat it to death.
Could we get some of the money back that was invested and sit down and get all permits lined up so that we can reinvest?
I'll talk to the people who put up the money after the meeting, okay? All right, but there are a lot of businessmen in town that lost their money regardless of their age because they didn't follow the rules. It's a business. Yes, you out there.
I don't know, I just drive by Meeks Lumbers all the time, the big building over there before Lowe's came in. Seems like it's a big empty building. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe you guys might want to look into renting it or something, or throw some sort of event. It seems big enough to house all the kids. If the fire thing is a big concern and that would happen last time, well, I'm just throwing that out there, trying to move forward. I don't
If
think
I
our
were going to
community-
build, if I were going to put together a teen music venue, I would do the following things. I would go ask the planning department, and I'm not talking about anything that happened before, starting today. What do you require for a venue? I would ask the fire department, what do you require for a venue? I would ask the building department, what do you require for a venue? I would ask the police department, what do you expect from the venue? I would have fully in mind everything I've got to comply with. I would then define, if I'm a businessman, I would then define how much I can afford for space and what the space has to look like and how many square feet and how big the parking lot has to be and how much I'm going to pay employees, how much I'm going to charge a store, and do a complete
Right, I get what
business
you're
plan.
saying, so you gotta ask the
Okay,
questions,
that's
and
if
find
it's,
out everything.
that's if it's a for-profit business. If it is a nonprofit, that we can, you know, and I will tell you that if you want a for-profit situation, I will help you. Dick will help you, like any other business comes down. It doesn't have anything to do with youth or age or what you're doing. It has nothing to do with any of that. If you are a nonprofit and want city help, that's a different story, and we will still help you. We'll direct you through the resources available to the city. I want to be very clear. We spend millions of dollars a year on young people in this community. It may not be spent in the place that you are most interested in, but I'm willing to redirect it. Tell me how. Yes, sir. Or ma'am.
Getting back to what Mr. Maddox was saying earlier, he was saying that we did not, or the Plaza did not have miscommunication with themselves in the checklist that they were given. So I'm thinking what everyone's trying to say is,
You need to be more clear.
what are the people who are going to took it away from us? What are they going to do for us in return for messing up what we had going?
There is no checklist.
What we had.
What's not a checklist? There is no checklist. Yes, somebody over here. Oh, he's the boss.
Let me cut it down right where I think it needs to be cut down to, on how we can help you. This happened because either, pick your story, the staff messed up, or you got pissed off. It happened, okay? What we can do for you, very simply, is that if you individually or as a group come together and have a venue you want to open up, we will walk you through the process. We'll hold your hand.
Got a promise.
We'll hold your hand, walk you up to the counter, and
That's
make
That's what I wanted on
Can we get
tape.
this in writing?
Yeah, I don't know about
Can we get this in writing?
We have it on tape.
Listen,
Good.
That's
why I brought it.
When we talk about going forward again, we can make sure that whatever happened with the Plaza doesn't happen in the future. Okay? Now, does that satisfy a lot of your concerns?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we can do that. That's very, very simple for us to do.
Well, and then maybe the guys, if they could get their money back or whatever. from
Well,
what
I'm
they
not gonna
spent.
talk about getting their money back, because I don't know who they
Okay,
paid the
well, I'm
money
just
to.
throwing it
or
out there.
anything.
I like what you said, that's great.
Okay,
And I think, yeah, okay, maybe they didn't research it enough.
well, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
It
that's
doesn't
good
matter who's
too.
fault it is. We don't
But
care.
Does that
We
mean
don't
they lose
care
their
whose
vote
fault
because
it
they
is.
were stupid?
Can we transfer the permits that he did get approved to another building?
That is-
That way you save that part of the investment?
I don't have any idea. I don't know if that's even legal.
So,
Okay,
if they
and
want to go
whatever.
forward, when do you plan on going forward?
I want to say there are, they don't know either. Trust me.
Trust me, I don't know you.
Okay, I'm going to allow, we have a meeting to be at 5 o'clock. I want to spend about 5 more minutes with your questions or comments, and then I'd like to call this to an end, and I would like to meet with Mr. Maddox and your partners, okay? And let's talk a little bit further and see what we can do with you to move forward. Yes, sir?
Well, my question or comment, however you want to look at it, is more of, you know, there's obviously a demand in our community, and you're saying that, you know, you'll help someone start such a venue, but what about the fact that, you know, Anderson's opening up a brand new teen center on the
Anderson City Council can take care of that.
But that's a prime example of how they're meeting the demands of the community. Is there any like even thought about putting a teen center together in Reading that could offer a space where bands can play?
It is certainly an option, and I'm not saying it's out of the question.
So what would be the steps to go forward to getting